Hey everybody. Yes, I'm still alive. And from this point on, I will continue doing videos. It was a unique summer, as we all know, a very busy one. So it was really hard to get videos out. And then, two, pollination didn't go as planned. I have 4 plants and only was able to bring one to a weigh off. Now, the first one I pollinated, it was a hot and humid week. So, think about day 15, I think it was. It aborted on me. One plant, I could not get a pumpkin set. The third one, I did get one set, and it got to about, I think it was I want to say close to 500 pounds, maybe 4. And then squash vine borers got to it. It was just attacking the plant, and the pumpkin finally couldn't take it anymore, and it aborted. And the one that I was able to bring to a weigh off, it also was getting attacked by squash vine borers. But it still carried through. It was still putting on pounds slowly, but it kept on growing. And I find it, and its final weight got to 816 pounds. So, not my smallest pumpkin that I took to a weigh off, but still a small pumpkin. But it was a beautiful orange pumpkin as well. So, that was nice. So, now, what I have done now to basically close up the season was I did put some more winter rye down. And as you can see, I left the part of the windbreak up. I just left the snow fence up to help keep the deer from going in. And let's see if I can do this at the same time. See if we can see this. Whoa. Alright, bear with me here. I'm getting you for a close shot. But as you can see, it is coming up pretty decent. Hopefully by springtime it'll fill in a little bit more. But definitely looking much better than last year. Last year, I think it was coming up like this, but every time it would come up, deer would come eat it. There, I was putting the camera down so it wouldn't shake every time I talked. But so yes, this is better than last year, and hopefully this spring I'll be happy with how this comes out. So this is looking good and it's all set. And then turning around here, whoa, saw the sun there. And as you will see, I did a quick time lapse of putting the I guess greenhouse you can call it on the left. So you'll see a little bit of that. These are 20 by 10, and the main purpose of this is for the first 2-3 weeks in springtime, and that's kind of all that they're built for. They're not heavy duty, that they can, at least what I can see right here, to last the whole season, and they're not big enough. They're purely meant for early spring protection, and I should be able to stand in there and tend to my plants. And I do plan to have 2 in each one. And it is 7 feet tall. Well, It's like 6'8" or something like that, but tall enough for me to walk in there upright. So that's all that matters. So I'm very excited to be able to use this. Hopefully that'll be able to get my plants going right away. So we'll see how that works out, and hopefully I can get that out middle of March or right at the end of March, so I can start getting the ground warmed up and get anything prepped inside. Alright, and this is what it looks like. I took the plastic out, put that aside, and essentially what it comes with, don't want to get your hands dirty, they supply you with gloves, and usually have 2 people helping you, so they give you another set of gloves. Don't need those. And a bag of the bolts and the nuts. And then another thing I wanted to point it out before I start building this is they give you this. Extremely useless. Don't even try to use it. Instead, what I did, grab a 10mm socket. You can get this with most of, the construction, whatever you want to call it. But the 4 corners, you'll need a wrench. So just go ahead and just grab this. It'll save your sanity. So now what I'm gonna do is unwrap all this, get it all laid out, and start putting it together. Alright, so I got everything laid out. Now, what I've learned from that one is make sure your pipes are all facing the right way. I only had to switch one around. Wasn't a big deal, but you have one that just has just regular straight pipe, and then the rest are like that, so that these can, there you go, so these can just slip in. And then for these, you gotta make sure all 5 of this style is on one side of the frame, and 5 of the other ones are like this are on the other side. And that'll make more sense as we get through this build. All right, and then there were 2. Now, technically, that's done, and I can leave it as is. And then all I would really need you to do is, here we go, put these caps on the end of the tubes, and then go around and put these little plastic protective bolt thingies, whatever you want to call them, little caps. But because I plan on, let me start that over, because I need to move those behind you where my patches, I'm going to tighten them until they get a slight crimp. That way it's more rigid and it doesn't twist around when you're moving it. Because I had actually, that one actually built it over there and had to move it to this spot to clear the little grassy driveway, I guess you can call it. And can you see that? There's 2 2x6s, 8 feet long, and they actually fit very nicely underneath those 2 bars. And then you can move them just like that. Wait just one moment. What?
We get to pick any pumpkin?
Yes.
Alright.
It's pumpkin carving day. So they wanted to know where the pumpkins were. But anyways, let's get back to it. 2x6s are a little on the dirty side. Alright, but anyways, in order to move it like that, I need to crimp them. And when you crimp them, then the bolts stick out too far, and those little plastic caps don't fit on there very well. But I'll do all that off camera, because it's just more of the same what you just saw me do. There'll actually be less to see. So anyways, rambling a little too much here. One last look at 2 wonderful hoop houses. This was my 816 pound pumpkin, and you can still see it was a very nice orange pumpkin. And I crossed, was the, oh man, just off the Sipple. The numbers are escaping me, but that came from an orange pumpkin and one of Shannon Lear's pumpkins I crossed this with, and that one was an orange pumpkin as well. So in theory, this pumpkin, the seeds from this pumpkin for next year should hopefully be orange. And when I split it open, and now it's kind of hard to see because today's Wednesday and I got the seeds out Sunday, but the wall thickness, I would consider it average thickness. They were around 8 to 9 inches, which I kind of would call that average wall thickness. Anything above that, it's great, and that really shows on the scale where your pumpkin goes heavy to chart. So the way off for this guy was like the 3rd Saturday in September. So this pumpkin was sitting out in the yard on display for, I think that's what, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that. And it held up really well. There was not an ounce of rot in there, no signs of rot. It was definitely getting older. It looked like an older pumpkin, but it was hanging in there. So I was pleasantly surprised with that. I will be sending out the soil sample soon, within the next week or so, and then I can basically hibernate and start gathering supplies for next season. So as the winter time goes by, I will, I'll bring you guys in for a quick short videos, kind of show you what I'm doing and try to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. So yeah, I guess until next time, guys, I will see you later. Bye-bye.